everyone, today I'm going to be working on an image of a Skye Terrier, and I'll be doing this in coloured pencil. I'll be using the Faber-Castell Polychromos and also the Luminance pens. Other equipment I'll be using will be a Tombow Mono eraser and, wherever it's gone, a putty eraser. This one is quite a hard one, so I've got a little bit of work to soften it up and get it malleable. So this dog I met yesterday, and I found it's the 10th rarest breed in the world, and that's what inspired me to do a drawing. And the photos were taken, the image you can see hopefully on the main part of the page, that photo was taken by me with the owner's consent. And this is a silver type Skye Terrier. He's not got the normal Skye Terrier haircut. They normally have a lot more fur over the face. They're almost like walking carpets. But very, very cute dog. Their original use was for badger and fox hunting, so they would keep the animal at bay, go down the holes, drive them out, do that sort of work, and then the huntsman would kill them. So they are a working dog. A lot of the descriptions I can find of them are that they are extremely loyal, and one very, very good example is Grey Friars Bobby, a very famous dog, and that dog was a Skye Terrier. So, without further ado, I'm going to crack on. I've not got much time. This image is probably going to take about 20 odd hours, but with you guys here I just want to get this started. Okay? So I've got a mix of pencils from blues, purples, reds, browns, all sorts. And the photo in front of me that I'm using, you'll notice is first off facing the wrong way, and also it's very bleached out. And that's simply so that I can know exactly where my darkest darks are and my lightest lights are. So not only am I using a computer screen to give me the colour balances, I'm also using a bit of paper to give me my white balances. So where to begin? This is going to be a lot of layering, so please bear with me. And the paper I'm using today is Fabriano hot pressed watercolour paper. Can't remember the rest of the name, so my pencil lines are a little bit hard, but I'm not too worried about that right now because I can push them back as I need them. And what I'm going to do is just do a very, very light layer of a very light grey all over, just so that I've got a base layer down. And depending on how this goes will depend on if I use any zested or blenders or anything like that. So the pencil marks are literally just where I wanted to map out key areas. So I'm going to just thin out a little bit of the edges because his fur was a little bit floaty. It wasn't scruffy, just a little bit floaty. So I'll just break up a couple of those lines. I normally use a brush to brush this off, but I haven't got one to hand, so just quickly with my hand. Some of the colours I use are going to be a little bit strange. This is simply that I want to not have a black and white image. I'm looking for all the colours that are hidden within the image. Hopefully on the screen you can see a around the muzzle there are reds in there and there's some purples. So what I'll aim to do is block in quite a lot of the colour just as simple shapes. I'm keeping my hand really light. I don't really want to apply any pressure for at least the first 8 layers. Why do I always get a frog in my throat when I'm doing this? Sorry about this. I was speaking fine earlier. Now I am aware that the dog's eyes aren't blue, but because we were on tarmac, the colour of the tarmac and the sun coming straight down onto the dog did create a bluish tinge to the eyes, and that's what I'm just putting in. There were other colours, there were greys, and there was a lot of rich browns and reds. If you're going to do a high detail drawing, always please make sure you've got sharp pencils. It makes your life a lot easier. It means when you want to get a richer colour, you're not having to push hard at all. Just really nice and gentle, but you're getting a nice layer down. So the sharper the better. Also, if you don't push down, you won't break the sharp nib. need things like the white of the eyes. I am going to try and keep them pure white until the end when I can put in a little bit of shadow. I don't want them to get dirtied up with other colours. I want them to stay quite sharp. And for me, it can take a couple of hours just to get the feel of the eyes right. Which I can appreciate may sound a very long time to be working in such a small area. But as long as the eyes and the nose of an image are really good and crystal and clear, then you can get away with having blurred out areas elsewhere, because that's where the main focus is going to be, is those 3 points. And that's where people will look to. They want to see the character in the eyes. Pencil sharpener wise, I've got a multitude of all different ones I'm using. Every pencil sharpener works differently, so I always have a few going, and that way I get the results I need. So I'm just putting the reflection of the people into the eyes. We were on a crowded esplanade, tons of people. Few people were like, "Oh, we want to see the dog," and it's like the owner was happy for people if they asked to take photos, but wasn't so keen on people just kind of snapping shots. So something just to be aware of. If you want a photo of someone's dog, please make sure you ask permission before you start snapping. It's just common courtesy. Just going to bring in a light colour because I just want that. I'll get that really nice and bright. And just really light layers back and forward. Getting the layers up. Instead of using white, I'm using light greys just to create a softer colour. I need to make let's make this bit slightly smaller. And I am still pushing lightly, even though my hand is further down the pencil, and I'm not doing this for light marks. It's just I want to have a certain amount of control. Dark blue. I try to not use black in any animal portraits. I just think it looks nicer without having pure black. You can get black darker colours just by layering up. Just bring in some of the shadows that are in the eye. I need to lighten up a couple of little areas. Just want to keep my highlights nice and light. This pencil's not going to be sharp enough. And where's that light blue gone? There we go. So I've just put in a tiny bit of light blue, and then I'm just going to rework the pupil. And for now, I'm happy to leave that as it is. There's enough colour there, and that will do as a under painting, well, under drawing if you like. So that's enough detail for now, and then once I've completed more of the drawing, I can come back, rework and build it up a bit more. So for me, that's just getting a couple of base layers down. So I need to sharpen up a couple more pencils. You do spend, when you're doing drawings like this, you do spend a huge amount of time sharpening pencils. So it's always handy to have a little container next to you, but not too close. Never have your sharpener bin on the paper that you're using, because if it goes over and that stuff goes onto the paper, it's a bit of a mess. So have it within arm's reach, but not too close. So I need a medium grey, I think. I'm just going to use a couple of long marks just to map out the fur patterns. Right, we'll sort this other eye out. Just get that done. Sometimes I change colours, which I use for the eyes. It's just because of the different lights and shadow. Just going to put a bit more detail into that bit. I love that area, isn't there? There's like a block of shadow there. I'm just moving around, blocking in areas so I can clearly see dark or shadow. So that is roughly how I would start this drawing. So for now, I'm going to leave it at that, and then hopefully come back later and be able to show you a bit more of where the detail goes and where I'm blocking in. So until next time, thank you for popping by. Please enjoy and keep on drawing.